So now I want to go over your research-based presentation. So I'm hoping by trying to talk to you a little bit that you will find the assignment sheet more straightforward or the assignment less confusing. But if you have any questions of any kind, do please email me and ask. Alright, so the length of your speech should run 7 to 8 minutes. And you do need to time yourself, and edit your video or whatever you're doing there to make sure that you bring it in at no more than 8 minutes. The length in text should be around 1,000 words. So this is taking the place of roughly a 1,000-page long, there's a horror story, 1,000-word long research paper. Format, I want you to do MLA. I know that some of you are more familiar with MLA or APA than MLA, but I want you to practice your MLA. Sources. I said this in the welcome video, I'm saying it again here. 4 sources minimum, and they must be scholarly sources. What do I mean by scholarly sources? I mean these are coming from academic journals, or these are academic monographs, in other words, books written by scholars about dry, boring topics like grammar and linguistics, okay? So you need to be going to databases like JSTOR or ERIC and getting your sources. Magazines and newspapers don't count. Magazines and newspapers are written by people who have their bachelor's or maybe their master's in journalism. You need sources that are written by people who have their master's degree or preferably their PhD in linguistics or education. Like, it depends on what your topic is. Alright? So, websites. You could add websites after the 4 scholarly sources if you find a discussion online that really works for what you're trying to talk about, but websites cannot be one of these 4 main scholarly sources. You need to be pulling on the knowledge of PhDs here. Alright, this is going to be due during your finals week. I want you to upload a text version of the speech to Moodle, and at the top I want you to include a link. You can literally put it above where you would normally put the MLA heading where it has, your name, my name, the course, and the date. You can put it up at the very top, or you can put it between that part and the title. Like where at the top, I don't really care, but the link for your YouTube video or whatever you made, like you can use any platform that allows you 7 to 8 minutes. I'm not picky about that. You just have to have it in a place where I can easily access it, and I don't need a special passcode or password to see the video. Alright, so your task. You need to find a topic that people are arguing about. Educators could be arguing about the best way to teach grammar to high school students, or linguists could be arguing about using a plural pronoun for a singular person because of issues of gender. It can be anything that is related to this course, either in the realm of education and grammar, or in the actual realm of the study of linguistics and language, that people are still debating. Alright? So, research your topic diligently. You need a bare minimum of 2 sources that agree with your position and 2 sources that disagree with your position. Why? Because you need to make sure that you understand what both sides are saying. I don't want you to go, okay, so the first source I found said that we really should be using... No. You read what they have to say, and then you're like, alright, so the best way to teach grammar to high school students is, and then, you use the arguments and your own arguments, because, maybe you've already been working in the classroom. Some of you have more experience working with students than others already, if you're education majors. Like, it really depends on where you are in your program and what you've personally gone and done. But anyway, put in your argument, and then you also need to say what the opposition is arguing. And maybe the opposition has a valid point. You can say, well, that's a valid point, but, this way is still better. Alright, so on the assignment sheet, there's a PDF of this in the course. course shell, so you can download it and look at it yourself. I actually gave you a suggestion about what to include in the introduction, what to include in the body, what to include in the conclusion. These are suggestions so that you can kind of visualize and think about, what I'm asking. It doesn't mean that you can't be creative. I want you to be creative. I don't want to listen to 15 to 20 videos of. And then in this study, they said that we should, okay, breathe, and, I'll talk about visual aids in a second, and you can use visual aids. But I did list under introduction 3 things that are required. Required, explain the problem or debate. Who is arguing about what and why? Required, why does it matter? Why do we even care? All right? Who is this affecting and how? And then make your claim, your thesis, required, preferably by offering a new solution. All right? You need to add to the discussion, not rehash it. Add. You're a scholar. You're adding to the academic discussion. All right. Also required is a works cited page. Obviously, I told you this is MLA style, and you're using at least 4 outside sources. So you need a works cited page. Again, probably your sources will be coming from either JSTOR or Eric. All right, visual aids. There are a number of different things you can do here. You could do the tried and true, I have a PowerPoint and then I recorded a voiceover and then I led you through my PowerPoint. But from personal experience that can be boring. So if you're like, oh no, that's fine. You can record yourself talking like this. You can record yourself talking, but then have all sorts of different images flashing across the screen where you're showing people different things as you talk. It just depends on how much video finesse you have. I'm certainly not going to deduct points if you have no video finesse. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying, if you know how to do this, by all means, do it. You can go get the help of a friend or family member who has video tech ability. It's just that if you do, include them on your works cited page. Include them and say, or at the end credits in the video, put their name in there somehow and say, hey, this person gave me help. I don't care if you use them, just credit them. Credit them for their hard work. All right? You've got a couple of different options for the visual aids. If you're going to teach elementary school and you want to do the whole video as if you're talking to elementary school students instead, so you're using cartoon visual aids or whatever, that's fine. If you want to aim it at high school students because you're going to teach high school, that's fine. Or if you're just no, you're the one that's actually watching this and grading it, I'm aiming it at you, that's also fine. I don't care. Just what do you feel comfortable with there? All right? All right, I already talked about the sources, so I can skip that part. I explained about scholarly journals. But keep in mind, again, the difference between using a scholarly journal and a magazine, newspaper, or some random website is the difference between having a PhD in linguistics or PhD in education talk to us about these issues, and then having someone with a bachelor's degree in journalism try to talk to us about education. Okay? All right. Handling attribution. All right, so we're not going to be seeing your paper, so we can't see the little parentheses where it's this person's surname, and then the page number where you can find this quote or whatever. So you need to be saying this out loud. According to Dr. Jane Smith of Harvard University, the issue of using the pronoun they to indicate only one person is actually not new, and it's actually very old. In fact, in Middle English, blah, 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 blah. All right? So in this way, you're telling us who this information came from, and better yet, you're telling us their credentials. Well, according to so-and-so from Michigan State University, according to so-and-so from the University of California at Berkeley, according to so-and-so from Washington State University, put their name and then their credentials in there. And, most of the articles will tell you where this person is from, but if they don't, just Google them. They should pop up on Google. So do your best, find out their credentials and include it, and then you are adding ethos to your presentation. This person has credibility. It matters that they said what they said. You're yeah, no, I did my homework. I know. who has the best opinion or the best research study or the best whatever. All right? Okay, again, if you come up with any questions along the way, just email me, let me know. If you're having some kind of difficulty, email me, let me know. And therefore, don't wait till the last second, because then if you have a technical difficulty and it's due in 5 minutes, that's kind of a problem. But, be thinking about it already as the course goes on. And that way you've got time to email me and go, I still have no idea what I'm doing. All right? Okay.